Hello everyone, MJ Hobby Corner here. This is a game of Grim Dark, one-page rules, and this was sort of a surprise game. Just set up the table and played. So see you guys in the post-game talk. So right now I'm setting up the board, and that's where the video begins. Okay, so I just numbered the pieces of terrain and then just placed objectives randomly, and the last one I placed right here, kind of in a neutral zone. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 objectives. All right, deploying the Robot Legion. So again, here, this is 1 through 2, 3 to 4 in the middle of the edge there, and then 5 through 6 is the end part. So I have 3 little groups, and I'm going to deploy the rest and then deploy my battle brothers. Okay, so the Robot Legion has deployed. There's 1 little group, 2 Robot Warriors with 1 Techno Master, 2 Robot Warriors, 2 Robot Warriors, and they all have Gauss rifles, and then that guy has a staff. So okay, and this is a little over 250 points, and I have my battle brothers here. I have my captain. He comes in at a little over 100 points. He has a storm rifle and energy sword, and then we have 1 battle brother, and they both have the assault rifles that come with the trooper. Here are 2 more battle brothers with assault rifles, and then we have a flamer right here. So and that made him a little bit more expensive, but it's worth it. And then we already went over the Robot Legion. So as far as what I need, I have the 1-page rules for Grimdark. I have some of the this I don't really need right now, but those were the army lists. And then the AI rules with the decision trees, I'm going to definitely need that. And actually, that's up here. And then some notes on my guys, some measuring utensils, plenty of 6-sided dice of different colors, and my activation markers and stun markers. That's all basically what I need. Okay, so the AI has various questions that I just answer and to see the behavior of the unit, and we're going with the Technomancer unit right there, and went down through the decision tree and stopped right here. Number 3, is the objective in rush range but not in advance range? Yes, it is in rush range, not in advance range. So because it's 7 inches away, advance is 6 inches, so rush towards objective. So that's exactly what they're gonna do. And the Legion moved towards the objective total of 8 inches, and that was a rush move, which is up to 12 inches in range. And that puts them right within my firing cube. Okay, my battle brother unit moved forward right up to the pile of crystals there. A 6-inch move, a little bit less than 6 inches because I didn't want to go on the rubble pile. And now I'm going to fire the storm rifle first. It has a 24-inch range and 2 dice. It's attack 2. So I'm going to have 2 dice. I hit on 3s. My quality's 3. So let's see. Come on. Okay, and I rolled 2 1s, so no go. That was just a dud. All right, so I failed. Next, Battle Brother is going to shoot, and that is all 1 unit, and they are quality 3 as well. Come on, guys. All right, so I rolled a 5, so 1 hit. Okay, so the 1 shot goes into the unit, and the unit's defense is a 3. So I rolled a 5, so the Robot Legion defends the hit. Okay, so the AI tree, now for this second unit here, this unit of 2, it takes me to number 6. If you advance, will any enemies be in shooting range? And that is a no, so rush towards enemies. So I have to make a rush move. However, Robot Legions have the trait slow, so they move 8 inches instead of the normal 12 inches to rush. So I'm going to move them right now, and they're going to go towards the closest unit, which would be this one. So in this direction. Okay, so Robot Legion has its first objective, and there's the other unit that is coming closer. And as I was reading the rules, I realized that to seize an objective, the enemy, AI enemy, stays within 3 inches of the objective so that it can be closer to a unit or other objective, which they can then fire on or seize. So they're posed to move against that objective there. So this is round 1, and now it's back to my turn. My battle brothers have to make a move. And let's see. All right, we're going to do an advance, which is the standard move, and it's a 6-inch move. And you can shoot if you choose the advance option. So I'm just going to move them to keep cohesion. And there is a unit right there. And actually, I have a 24-inch range with the assault rifle. By the way, it's only 1 dice. I rolled 2 before. That was because I rolled for both troopers. But these battle brothers with assault rifles, they only have 1 attack dice. All right, so they're all going to fire. Well, let's see. This guy can't fire because he has a flamethrower. So the only 2 that can fire are the battle brothers. But you know, and not really, because this battle brother, it looks like the robot is undercover. Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right. So we're going to go with this battle brother, the middle one. So only 1 shot can be declared. Okay, so my battle brother took a shot and hit that guy there with a 4. So now the enemy unit defends. And nope, does not defend, so he takes a wound. Now, here's where it's interesting. Let's see. Robot Warrior, it does have regeneration and fearless. All right. So they're going to roll a regeneration die. If not, then 1 model is taken out. And it rolled a 3. I needed a 5+, so 1 model goes down. Oh, but that unit is now down to 2 models. Okay. All right. So that was a good shot. And now it's the unit that was just hit, the Robot Legion's turn. So, gonna check the AI and see how they behave. Okay, so Robot Legion moves, does a rush move of 12 inches, stays right here within 3 inches of that terrain, of that objective. So they seize control of it since there's no enemies around. And Robot Legion now has 2 objectives, 2 points, 2 objectives controlled. So not very good for me. All right, it is now round 2. Okay, so this one was a little tricky because the enemy, according to the AI of the Robot Legion, the enemy is here, it is close to them, but not in the way of them getting an objective. And that's what the question asked, you know, are there any objectives not under the AI's control? That's a no. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. That's a yes. So go to step 2. Are there any enemies in the way? Now, they're here. They're not in the way of the objective marker. So, if it was a yes, then they would charge the enemy if possible. If no, go to step 3. And then is the objective in rush range but not in advance range? It is in advance range, which means yes, advance towards objective and shoot if possible. So they are going to shoot at my unit now. And that's what seemed the most logical to me. So that's what I am going with. So Robot Legion controls 3 objectives. Okay, so Robot Legion, they get 5 dice in total to shoot. The Technomancer has a shot at 12 inches for 3 dice, and then each of these guys have 1 dice apiece. Yikes. They both hit on quality 3. And the staff is AP1. Yikes. Alright, so that's -1 to my defense for any of the hits from the staff, and I have the 3 black dice as the staff weapon. So here we go. Oh, no good. Alright. Staff hits once, twice, 3 times, and it looks like the warriors hit once. That's 4 hits on that unit. And I'm at -1 defense from the staff. And very important with the AIs, and this is something that I just noticed, you should classify your units as either hybrid units, shooting units, or melee units. And there are conditions here to qualify the different units on the board as any of these 3 categories. The decision trees are broken down by those category types. So if the enemy unit is a hybrid, uses this tree. If it is a shooting unit, uses this tree. And if it is a melee unit, specifically, it uses this tree down below. So that's very, very important in the rules, and I needed to mention that. So I'm saying that this is a hybrid unit, actually. So I'm going to be using this first tree. Okay, so I have 4 dice, 2 dice for the energy sword of the captain, and 1 dice apiece for the close combat weapon of each of the troopers. So that is 4 dice. Now the energy sword has rending, and it ignores regenerate, so that's really good. Alright, and they're quality 3. So we're attacking. 3s are over. Oh, yuck. Only 1 hit. Oh, well, at least it's from the energy sword. Okay. Okay, and my captain's sword does not qualify for rending because, of course, he didn't roll a 6. He hit with a 3. So, and that's the defense of the Robot Legion. And they're a defense 3+, so no wounds on that unit. A terrible, terrible close combat roll. Okay, and the Robot Legions strike my battle brothers right back. So the staff is the black dice. It has 3 attacks, and then each of the warriors have 1 close combat weapon apiece. So 5 dice altogether. They hit on 3s, and oh dear. Oh, this is not good. Not good. Looks like rending. Okay, so these didn't hit. But I have 2 hits, 1 from each kind of weapon. And the staff has... Oh, it doesn't look like it has rending. It has AP1, so that's -1 to my defense. The gauze rifle has rending when it shoots. So, okay. Alright. Phew. Okay, so I defended against the staff. It was AP1. It's at -1 defense, so that's a 4. And this one went through defensive 1. So I take a wound. And I'm going to actually use a different color dice. I'm going to use the red one for me, and that's a wound on my unit. So one of the troopers has fallen. Anytime the unit takes a wound, 1 trooper has fallen, and then whoever's the last one, that model accumulates wounds, and then you have to roll on a little table to see if they are stunned or knocked out. But that's only once the unit reaches that final model. So, yeah. Okay, so Robot Legion slumbers forward, and they stay put as this combat is going on. And now my battle brothers over here are going to fire. And I have a flamer unit, 12-inch range. He gets 6 dice. So this guy gets 6 dice, and these get 1 apiece. So for a total of 8 dice. Let's see if I can do some damage to that unit. Okay, so the Flamer did 4 hits, and the there's no AP to that, as I see. And the Battle Brothers did 2 hits with their assault rifles. So, okay, let's see what happens. Defense. So now the Robot Legion. Oh, okay, so saved, and saved, and then 2 hits go through. All right, so 2 wounds, so that wipes out 1 guy and puts a wound on the remaining guy. All right. Okay, now he rolls on the wound table. So 2 to 5 is stunned, and 6 or over is knocked out, and he has 1 wound, so I add that wound to the roll. So 5, and he is stunned. So he's going to get a little stun marker. Now if he gets hit again, then he is wiped out. So very good. By the way, just to clarify, I gave them a hold action, which means they didn't move, they just shoot their weapons. So just had to say that. All right, moving on then. And this is now round 3. Round 3. Okay, so my Battle Brothers are still brawling with these Robot Legionnaires. And they rolled all their rolls hits, but then the Robot Legionnaires defended 3, and because of regeneration, the last wound was also defended because the robot regenerated. So yeah, they remind me of this army I know that's a pain in the ass. So there you go. So now they strike back at my Battle Brothers. Okay, this is why I hate rolling in for enemies in solo games, because I tend to roll better for them than for me. So, the Robot Legion struck back at me, and that staff that the Technomancer is holding did 2 6s. So that is a rending 4. Okay, so, I mean AP 4 because it is a rending weapon. And so I get -4 to my defense roll, and that really sucks. And I'm only counting 1 of the 6 dice, not both of them. I'm not doing it cumulative. Okay, and 2 of the black dice had -4, so I kept 2 black dice and 2 white dice, even though this one of these was the staff. I defended just 1, and these 3 hits go through, and that really stinks, because I have to remove a Battle Brother, and then 2 wounds go to the captain. And now there's a morale check as well, because obviously the unit is at half, less than half. Since there were 3 guys, I said I was calculating that every 2 models destroyed would then cause a morale. All right, so he's at 2 wounds. First, let's roll the wound test. And I'm adding +2 to that roll because of the 2 wounds. Let's see if he is stunned. 1 + 2 is 3. And so he is stunned. And that means that he is on the floor. And you technically don't have to put him on his side, but it's just a little more dramatic. So he is, even with his destroyer armor, he's on the floor with 2 wounds. And now he is stunned, so he automatically fails morale tests, and meaning he just stays idle. So he is down. Next turn, I'll roll a morale test if he's still alive. Okay, so my Battle Brothers rushed 6 inches here and then 6 inches up the ladder to take control of 1 objective. I now have 1 point, and Robot Legion's 2 points. So they're still ahead. They're still winning. And at the end of this activation, by the beginning of next round, that model will not be stunned anymore, and it has to take a morale check. Okay, and this unit rushes from here back here towards that objective there. Yeah. Okay, and round three, sorry. End of round three. This model stands up, and now it takes a morale test, and it's fearless, so it has +1 to morale test. And it rolls a 3, +1 is 4, and it's a quality test, so it passes. And this is the final round. So I'm just cleaning up my activation markers. And this is round 4 for this experimental game. And, alright, so round 4. So first things first, I gotta see if these guys kill him off. Kill my captain off. And they roll a melee attack. Oh, and by the way, when this was wrong, actually, they're supposed to push back an inch, which I didn't do. So I got to remember to do that. And also, very important, it's the charging unit that actually moves back an inch, and I was the one that charged, so he was supposed to be an inch away from them. But very important is that after the first attack, all units hit on 6s, and that's the whole fatigue mechanic. So I don't see any special rule in the Robot Legions regarding fatigue. But, yeah, I mean, it would seem to me that Robot Legions wouldn't be prone to that because they're robots. But either way, that's what the rules state. Okay, so my battle brother took 3 attacks from these guys, but he saved all of them thanks to his armor. And so he's going to be standing up at the end of this of his next activation. So I'm just going to stand him up, but this is the last round. So I don't think that's going to do much. Then we're moving on now, and Battle Brothers had priority this turn. So as a last action, Battle Brothers are going to fire into the unit of Robot Legions. And it's a Technomancer. So I get 8 dice because of the flamer there. Yeah, I love flamers in this game. So quality 3 for all dice. Let's see. Oh, some good hits here. Alright, we got some really good hits. These are all hits, and then these are not. So, they rolled their defense. Okay, and they roll quality 3 as well, so 2 hits blocked. 4 hits blocked. 2 shots go through, so that's 2 wounds on the unit. That means that 2 guys go down, and it's the Technomancer that's left behind. Now, we're going to roll a morale for him. He is fearless, so he gets +1 to the morale, and it's a quality test. And he rolls a 3, so he is fine. Alright. That is cool. One more Robot Legion warrior goes down, or any one model, then we have to roll a routing test using the same morale system. So, but that's it. This is going to be, that's the end of round 4. I'm going to call it. And Robot Legion wins by 1 point. I have 1 objective marker seized. They seized 2. And now I'm just going to say a little bit about the game. Give you guys a little view of the board. Well, guys, MJ Hobby Corner here. That was a very impromptu game. I only planned it last night. It was just spur of the moment. And that's one of the things that I really like about these rules, is that you can actually, you don't have to do a lot of studying of the rules to prepare. One-page rules, basically. I do stand by what I said in the video prior to this game, that you should probably look at the basic rules, which are like the 17-page rules for Grimdark in this case. 17 page, 25 pages, it depends on the game. Look at those rules first, and then you use your rule summaries, your one-page rules, because then all of the core rules are on one page. And you can use that as a summary. I say that because the basic rules will explain stuff a little better. It's a little bit more in depth. So, and it has nice pictures too. So there were a lot of things that the one-page rules, when I looked at the basic rules, they clarified it for me. So that's why I stand by what I said. Still an excellent game, and yes, you can play with just the one-page rules. Special abilities are not complicated, not hard to understand. There's quite a few for each of the units, and that usually takes me a couple of seconds to check the rules and everything else. So for the combat between my captain and the Technomancer, there's a couple of things that I noticed right off the bat that I want to correct, and that is the Battle Brothers have a tough 3, which means that when they take 3 wounds, the unit takes 3 wounds, or the model, that's when it starts to check for wound effects. Okay, and that's when you roll to see if you're either stunned or knocked out. And if you're knocked out, you're out of the game. So that's very important. I'm going to fix that in any future videos as I learn the rules. So that was important. And the Robot Legions also have tough 3. That regeneration roll for the Robot Legions makes them a pain in the butt. Okay, it's like a 5+, and there are upgrades to make that a 4+. So that's going to really drive your opponent insane when you're playing against an opponent. So excellent. I used to play Necrons when I played 3rd edition 40K, and I remember that was always a thing that my opponents hated, was that comeback rule or whatever it is. But in this game, I really like the way the rules play. It's simple, fast. The only thing I had to make sure I checked all the time was the AI, and that's what I'm really learning, is the AI. And that's right in front of you. But one very important thing is that in the beginning of the game, you should classify your units as to whether they're shooting, melee, or hybrid units. Those 3 categories are going to be very important. It's going to make things very fast. And according to those categories, that's the AI that you use. There were 3 different AI types, right? So each of those units is going to behave slightly differently. And I didn't catch that in the beginning, so it's like I caught that later. So I numbered the different AIs, so I remember that, oh yeah, these are different AIs. Also, model priorities. Whoever finishes first gets priority next turn. They get to take initiative, basically. So that's important. I didn't always do that in this game, and that's important. So again, those special abilities are very important to keep in mind. So that helps a lot. And well, I'm going to keep experimenting. This was an experimental game. Next time, I want to have, for a game with such low model counts, I want to have individual models, maybe 1 unit of 3, but then have the rest as individuals, because that's going to change things a little bit. So I really want to try that. Today I tried lumping into very small units, right, to see how the unit mechanic works. This game is going to work great in mass battle because, again, it's not going to be very complicated, so you can have larger armies. And we're going to be using a combination of 40K and other manufacturers. So our armies are going to be pretty interesting, I think, because it's going to mix a lot of different models, right? So I haven't decided which army I'm going to play yet, but I know that Julie is coming on board, and we're going to do some grim dark larger battles and try everything out. So thank you, folks, and this was a very quick sort of impromptu game to experiment with the rules, and 2 thumbs up. I really like it, and we're going to try all of the games in one-page rules and see how some of the other games play solo. So next video I'll probably try FTL, Fleet Combat, and then we're going to go back to Grimdark and etc. We're just going to play them all little by little. So thank you very much, guys, and we'll talk very soon.